Welcome to Anonymous Tarot. I'm Cleo, and I'm here with Billy. Today, we're exploring the radiant energy of the sun.
I love the sun. It's like the ultimate symbol of joy and fulfillment.
This card represents the integration of opposites, where light and darkness, reason and intuition, all come together in perfect harmony.
That's so true. The sun also represents our inner light, the spark that drives us to pursue our passions and desires.
And it's not just about individual fulfillment, but also about the power of relationships and community. The sun is often associated with partnerships and friendships.
I think that's where the sun gets its connection to the heart suit. It's all about embracing our vulnerabilities and sharing our love with others.
In many ancient cultures, the sun was a symbol of divine power, a bringer of light and life. The Egyptians revered Ra, the great solar god, who was believed to journey through the underworld each night, only to return with the dawn. This mythological figure embodies the radiant energy of the sun, reminding us of the cyclical nature of life and death.
I love how the sun myth often speaks to the idea of rebirth and regeneration. Think of the phoenix, which rises from the ashes, or the Egyptian myth of Osiris, who is resurrected by Isis. These stories tap into our deep desire for transformation and renewal, don't they?
Exactly. The sun's association with light and warmth also speaks to the importance of nurturing and care in our lives. In many ancient cultures, the sun was seen as a symbol of fertility and abundance, reminding us to tend to our own inner gardens and cultivate growth.
That's a beautiful connection to make. I think the sun myth also speaks to the idea of illumination, not just physical light, but also the kind of insight that comes from introspection and self-reflection. What do you think about the sun's relationship to intuition?
I think the sun's association with intuition is fascinating. In many ancient cultures, the sun was seen as a symbol of mental clarity and discernment. The myth of Apollo, who was known for his wisdom and poetic insight, is a great example of this.
Apollo's story is a powerful one. I think the sun myth reminds us that our inner light is what guides us, what illuminates our path. It's a reminder to trust our own inner wisdom and to shine our light for others to see.
The sun as a card of joy and fulfillment, yet it also represents the risk of being blinded by one's own ego. In the dream, what would you like to explore or uncover about this card?
For me, the sun represents the untamed, wild aspects of our desires and creativity. In the dream, I'd like to explore the role of vulnerability in embracing our truest selves.
Vulnerability can be a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. What does it mean to you when we talk about embracing our shadow or our vulnerable side?
I think it's about acknowledging the parts of ourselves that we've suppressed or hidden from others, and instead allowing those parts to shine through. It's a surrender to the unknown.
The sun is also associated with the alchemical process of transformation and purification. Can we explore the idea that this vulnerability is not just about the self, but also about how it can affect others around us?
That's a beautiful connection, Cleo. I think it's about creating a web of mutual support and trust, where we can all be our true selves without fear of judgment or rejection.
The sun is a card of warmth, light, and radiance, but it's also a reminder that our inner light can be just as powerful as our external accomplishments.
I think that's what's so beautiful about the sun. It's not just a symbol of external success, but of the joy and fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with our true selves.
And yet, the sun can also represent the dangers of ego and narcissism, where our inner light becomes a source of pride and separation from others.
That's a really important distinction to make, because when we tie our self-worth to our external accomplishments, we can become disconnected from our own hearts and souls.
The sun can also symbolize healing and recovery, offering us a sense of hope and renewal when we're going through a difficult time.
I think that's one of the most beautiful things about the sun. It's not just a symbol of external happiness, but of the deep inner peace that can come from surrendering to our own vulnerability and imperfection.
The sun's flip side represents the shadow of our inner light, the parts of ourselves we've been trying to ignore or hide. It's the aspect of ourselves that can bring about chaos and darkness, forcing us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities.
That's fascinating. It's almost like the sun's flip side is a manifestation of our own ego, the part of us that thinks it's in control, but is actually just a fragile construct of our own making.
Yes, and in many ancient cultures, the sun was also associated with the underworld, symbolizing the cyclical nature of life and death. The flip side of the sun can be seen as a reminder that our true power lies not in our external accomplishments, but in our inner transformation.
That's a beautiful connection to make, Cleo. It's as if the flip side of the sun is a call to look within, to explore the depths of our own psyche and confront the parts of ourselves we've been avoiding.
Exactly. And when we do, we may discover that our greatest strengths and weaknesses are intertwined, and that true liberation can only be achieved by embracing both the light and the darkness within us.
I love how you phrase that, Cleo. It's a reminder that the flip side of the sun is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather something to be integrated, like a shadow that becomes a part of our wholeness.
The carry of the sun is a deeply nurturing energy. It's about embracing warmth, light, and life force. In a reading, this can indicate a need to take care of yourself, to prioritize your own well-being, and to let your inner light shine.
I love how the sun's carry can also represent a sense of responsibility to others. We might be carrying a heavy load of responsibility, but that doesn't mean we can't find moments of joy and warmth in the midst of it.
That's a beautiful point, Billy. The sun's carry is indeed about finding that balance between nurturing ourselves and taking care of others. It's a reminder that we don't have to choose between the two.
Exactly, and I think this energy can also be seen in the way the sun's carry can represent a sense of transformation. We are carrying ourselves through a process of growth and change, and that can be both exhilarating and terrifying.
Transformation is a powerful theme in the sun's carry. It's about embracing the light and the heat of that transformation, rather than trying to escape or resist it. It's a call to step into our own power and radiance.
I like how you put that, Cleo. The sun's carry is indeed about owning our own inner light and using it to illuminate our path forward. It's a reminder that we're not just carrying ourselves, but we're also carrying a message of hope and joy to the world.
The cards have spoken.
We'll see you at the next draw.